When we think of soldiers in the First World War, we often picture young men barely out of school. But not every story fits this image. At Dartmoor Cemetery lies a man who should have never been there at all. He was 67 years old, a grandfather's age, yet he wore the King's uniform, served on the front lines of the Somme, and died in action. This is the extraordinary story of Lieutenant Henry Webber, the oldest British soldier to fall in the Great War. Henry Webber was born in 1849 in Tonbridge, Kent, the son of William and Eliza Webber. He married Emily Morris in 1874 and built a comfortable life as a stockbroker. By the time war broke out in 1914, he was retired, 66 years old, and by all rights should have been enjoying his later years. But Henry was no ordinary man. Fit, active, and with 3 sons already serving in France, he was determined to do his part. The War Office, however, did not agree. At more than 20 years past the recruiting age, his applications to enlist were rejected again and again. But Henry refused to take no for an answer. He kept applying until in July 1915 the army finally relented. And so, at 66 years old, Henry Webber put on the uniform of his sons, joined the colours. Henry was posted to France as a transport officer with the 7th Battalion, South Lancashire Regiment. His role may not have been glamorous, but it was vital, ensuring men and supplies reached the front. In letters home, he described the relentless strain of the job, on his feet or in the saddle for 21 hours out of 24, day after day. Yet he also spoke of the thanks he received for his efforts, and the quiet pride he felt in serving. One line of his letters was particularly poignant. He joked that if he were to meet his 3 sons on the battlefield, he would have to salute them, because every one of them outranked him. In July 1916, the battalion was drawn into the ferocious fighting of the Battle of the Somme. On the night of the 21st of July, they were positioned in Mametz Wood. Henry was performing his duty, transporting supplies forward, when he stopped to join a group of officers in discussion. In that moment, German shells struck. 12 men and 3 horses were hit. Among them was Lieutenant Henry Webber. He never regained consciousness. Henry Webber was 67 years old, the oldest British soldier to be killed in action during the First World War. Today, Lieutenant Henry Webber rests at Dartmoor Cemetery. His story is not just one of service, but persistence, devotion, and love for family and country. A man who refused to sit safely at home while his sons fought. A man who, even at 67, carried supplies through the blood and mud of the Somme. A man who died doing his duty. Henry Webber's grave is a reminder that the Great War was not fought only by the young. His story challenges what we think we know about sacrifice. If you found this story moving, please like, share and subscribe. And let me ask you this: what does Henry Webber's determination to serve, even at 67, say to you about courage? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, lest we forget. If you like listening to the stories of the history of those who came before, then please give the video a like and subscribe to keep updated about future videos of the history of those who came before.